It's hard out here for a pimp. I got to get that money for the rent. It's hard out here for a pimp. Yo, I like that, man.
Hey, Blacktastic, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for putting me in this video, man. You know, I could have started this shit out without a Terrence Howard impersonation. So yeah, y'all, Hustle and Flow, the classic, hood classic by Craig Brewer. Blacktastic, thank you for inviting me to talk about this. When you sent me the thumbnail, I said, yes, one of my favorite joints. So yeah, dropped in 2005, the same year my daughter was born. And I remember I used to watch this repeatedly because it inspired me so much, not to be a pimp, but to pursue your dreams and chase your dreams, and that's what this movie is about. So I know on the surface it appears like, okay, this is another pimp movie, black movie in the hood, but no, it's more than that. Peel the layers off, man. This is a movie about a man who spent his life just living wrong, you know, and he has like a midlife crisis in his 40s, which is, I'm in my 40s right now, but has a midlife crisis in his 40s and decides, I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, I want to do something better with myself. And even turns on his hoes, you know what I'm saying? Like, he looks at his hoes like, what the fuck am I doing with y'all? Now, mind you, he a pimp, but he a broke pimp. Okay, the first time on screen, I think you've seen a pimp that was broke. Usually when you see pimps, they have all the money and shit, the flashy cars and the jewelry and all that. No, this is a broke-ass pimp living in a shack, okay, with 3 mediocre-looking women. So real quick, y'all, I'm sitting here waiting for my clothes to wash, right? And I just realized something crazy that I said. So I had to interject real quick. I said that he had 3 mediocre women as his hoes, and one of those women happened to be Taraji P. Henson, who was my forever crush. I'm sorry, baby. You're not gonna watch this video, but I make this video as if you are watching it. I'm sorry. Taraji is sexy as hell in this movie. Even as a pregnant woman, for some reason, pregnant women are sexy as hell. Like her skin was just glistening. Like, look, I just wanted to, yeah. I'm sorry, Taraji was sexy in this movie. My bad, y'all. He's barely paying rent, okay? One of them, he has to put her ass out because she was loud as fuck. What's her name? Something Jai Parker. I just remember she had them big old titties with the big teeth to match, man. But yo, I love her. She's a great actress. But yeah, y'all, he has enough. So he wants to pursue rap, okay? Because even though he's living the street life, but deep down inside, he's an MC. And he meets one of his childhood friends who was a DJ back in the day, and now he's a struggling musician, engineer. He works at a church, and he gave up on his dreams of being a musician. So now you have these hopeless minds that get together and say, hey, we can do something. They even invite the skinny kid, what's his name, Shelby. They come in and they make magic together. Okay, now we have a hit in our hands. We have something here. How are we gonna get this out to the masses? Skinny Black. Yeah, Ludacris. Okay, let's get Skinny Black in here. Okay, Skinny Black. Hey, man, we used to roll together back in the day, so, you know, I'm gonna get Skinny Black on here, man, and this shit gonna work, man. Skinny Black disses him, which is one of the funniest moments of the film, where DJ gives him the tape, he just puts it in his pocket nonchalantly, like, okay, yeah, hey, everybody got to have a dream, bruh. And then finds out he's in the bathroom, passed out, took the tape, flushed the tape down the toilet. So what I like about this is, because typically a Rocky-esque story has a happy ending where the person accomplishes their goal and their dreams come true, but not so much, because remember in the original Rocky he lost, but every movie that followed after that, even one of my favorite movies, The Karate Kid, has a happy ending, a crowd pleasing moment. But it's funny because it's a crowd pleaser, but at the end he doesn't win. He does, but then he doesn't, because he goes to prison for fucking up Skinny Black, but at the same time his main bitch, his bottom bitch, puts the tape out there. I'm in charge! Yeah, puts the tape out there. Now he's a hit on the street, and the movie ends with him walking off into the sunset in prison, looking at the camera. It's my turn now, man. Hustle and Flow is a classic, okay? Like, just put the pimp stuff aside. There's even a stripper scene, okay? If my son was old enough, I would show this to him. You know what I'm saying? But he has a hard enough time now. Yeah, but my son, he's really into the ladies, man, which is good. Yeah, I'm glad he's into the ladies. But yeah, y'all. So not to take much more time with Blacktastic. I know you got a lot to say about this film. I love this movie. I love Hustle and Flow. This is a time where people still took Terrence Howard seriously. We don't take him seriously no more because of the whole main thing, the endless memes and stuff. And he almost plays the same character in every movie he plays, but this was a time where he was taken seriously. And I think he was nominated. 3 6 Mafia won an Oscar for this. Yo, Hustle and Flow. A in my book. Easy A. The gripes, I have no gripes with this movie, really. I have no gripes with it. I dig it, man. This was probably the last of the hood movies because, you know, starting from the early 90s up into the early 2000s, that's when the hood movies started to die out. Now, we barely even see any hood movies anymore. So this is almost like the end of that era, and it ended on a high note. Craig Brewer, shout out to him. He also directed one of my favorite movies, Dolomite Is My Name. And so yo, that's it and that's all. Blacktastic, thank you once again for inviting me, bro. The floor is yours. Take it away.
RASHAD G, my man. Brother, it's been a minute since I had you on. Glad you're back. You know, whenever I come up with a old school classic, man, your name is always top of the list, brother. Glad to have you back onto the channel. Yeah, 2005, Hustle and Flow. I'm gonna cut through the chase. I love this movie, and I think it's damn near perfect. Ain't no flaws, none. Maybe some technical flaws that I missed, but overall, story-wise, perfect joint. My man RASHAD covered it all. The premise: a Memphis pimp going through a midlife crisis, then strives with his friends to become a hip-hop MC. End of story, simple as plot. But it's a plot that is true that I can relate to. I can't relate to a man dressed up as a bat running around at night beating people up. I can't relate to a man who swims underwater and talks to fish. I can't relate to a man who climbs buildings and shoots webs out of his hands. It's cool, but it ain't reality for me. Ice-T, one of the most famous rappers of all time, started off as a real-life pimp. He wasn't a gang member, but he was associated and gang-affiliated. Big difference. Eazy-E was a real-life, gangster. No joke, down in Compton. Became producer, became an MC. It happens. This is real facts. This movie was produced by John Singleton. It had all these elements come together to make the perfect film. Hood Tales from the Dark Side. Love this movie, man. The late, great Isaac Hayes is in this movie, man. Terrence Howard. I always loved that dude since the first time I seen him on film. Like, man, this dude is cool. He reminds me of one of my older brothers, Keith. Keith is light skinned. My brother got light eyes, pretty as fuck. And he don't have a deep voice. Me and my other brothers all got deep voices. Now, Keith talks like Terrence Howard. You know, got that, hey man, got that soft stuff. But don't let the smooth talk fool you. It'll fuck your ass up. And not too many people can rock that perm. Yeah, brother had a perm. And white people like perm. Yeah, you know, one of your favorite geek movies of all time, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Yeah, Lando Calrissian, that was a perm. Not too many brothers can rock that perm, but Billy D could, and Terrence Howard did, man. I love his performance in this movie. It was very believable. I love the cast. DJ Quills playing himself. Man, you had Anthony Anderson in this movie. At the time, he was kind of like coming up, mostly known for comedic roles, but he was great as a dramatic actor in this film. You know, going through it with his girl, trying to be a producer. Terrence Howard, his character, you know what he went through. He trying to keep his holes in line while he's trying to make records. And the white girl, she went on to become in that one show, Orange is the New Black, on Netflix. The one girl with the big titties and big teeth, she was one of Spike Lee's girls in one of his joints. And Taraji P. Henson, I mean, need I say more? Now, who's seen the future that Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Howard will hook up again to do Empire? Kind of like a sequel to this movie. After you made it, what do you do now? You know what I'm saying? You build an empire. But this movie was gritty, believable, relatable, ludicrous. I love his character in this movie, man, but that happens in real life. One person makes out the hood, and unfortunately we look up to that person and hopefully they kind of like pull us up. He wasn't asking for a handout. Dude, just listen to my stuff. I'm good. We're from the same hood, you know, come on, man. And he dissed him. Did him dirty. That's why he got his ass whooped. And where I come from, if you make it, if others are worthy of it, you try to pull them up. You don't give them a handout, but you give them a platform where they can get exposure and do their thing. The director of this film, he went on to do a couple of Eddie Murphy joints. And he's a great director, man. Really, really, really good. Well, the sequel to Coming to America is questionable. You know, me and Rashad did a video about that on his channel. It's kind of funny, but yeah, that's a blemish on his record. But other than that, he's a damn good director. He can handle comedy and drama all in one. I love this film. As Rashad said earlier, Mafia, they won a Grammy, not a Grammy, they won an Oscar for the song from this film. Beat out Dolly Parton. It's funny because Dolly Parton performed at the Oscars and, you know, she had her tummy tucked, her face is all done up from plastic surgery. They thought country is in the house. Man, sit your country ass down. And hip hop was the winner that night at the damn Oscars. It was beautiful, man. I never forget that night. The night the Oscars turned black. Man, if you haven't seen this film, you're doing yourself a disservice. This is great, great hood tales from the dark side. And it's an achievement that a lot of black men faced, but that was achievable. There's a lot of talent behind bars. There's a lot of talent in the hood that's subject to do odd jobs that are not credible that you can go to jail for. A lot of the people who are famous now that you guys support wasn't always an MC at one time or a great producer. Everybody comes from meager beginnings and you don't know what their story is all the time. But yeah, man. Rashad, thanks for coming through. This was a pleasure. It's like having your homie over for some barbecue at a backyard boogie, talking about black culture. And that's what it feels like every time you're on the channel, brother. Peace. And just remember, it's just my point of view.